What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to this program. Today we have a little fun with Robbie Reyes, but we're also going to discuss a little bit about this event quest. Now, in this event quest for Dormammu, you're going to be able to acquire 300 of these tokens in order to get one of these rewards. Now, you can actually get 4 blast books, which I wouldn't really recommend because you can actually just farm for these in GBR. And the truth is, if you're not clearing GBR, if you don't have any friends, which I hope you do have friends to play in GBR to help you out to get these rewards, then you probably don't need these books in all honesty, guys. So it's not really a big deal to get these books, at least in my humble opinion. If you want to save yourself a little RNG, because it is an RNG factor as far as getting these books from GBR. I mean, yesterday I did spend about 800 boost points trying to get a book, and I finally did, but it took 800 boost points before I got one. Then today, the very first run I did, I got a book. So I mean, it's just RNG as far as whether or not you get this book, but the amount of time that it takes to get the resources to do a tier 4, right, when you're actually going to need these books, you're probably going to have 10 books anyway, so wouldn't really recommend it. And then they have some artifact chests. Now, these chests would have been so much better if this would have been an actual selector instead of a chance up. This would have been way better. So yeah, personally, I'm really hoping that I get Iron Man myself, or the 5-star, or the 4-star, depending on whichever you decide to choose. But you don't know which one you're going to get. You could get a total crap artifact, which is kind of a bummer. This is probably what I'm going to go for, the Dormammu deal chest. I'm probably just going to go in there, spend all my tokens, and this is going to give you 30 tries with 300 tokens, and hope like hell you can get a 6-star artifact. It'd be so awesome. Like, I wouldn't mind getting Black Widow's artifact. Really to see how well she'd do in PvP. Ghost Riders wouldn't be bad. Of course, Iron Man would be lit. I mean, there's decent ones in here. So that's probably what I'm going to go for. And then maybe you could get some other rewards. Now, they do have a little something in this event that is going to be a bit rough for a lot of players. And that's clear giant boss raid Dormammu within 7 minutes time. Now, you guys can see that I've already done it. I've actually played Dormammu quite a bit already. I've already done it 3 times today, and I was able to get the 7-minute clear, right? But I do have some really powerful characters that was able to plow through it. I got, alliance members and, other teammates and friends that, I rely on in order to help me do these clears, as well as, me just putting in the work myself. And hopefully, that's where you're at in the game. There's going to be players that's going to have a problem with this. They're going to be like, man, 7 minutes is just, it's too fast, right? They really shouldn't even put this as a requirement. Honestly, I kind of agree with that. They really did need to put a time limit in here. Clearing it is one thing, but having a time limit does kind of suck, right? It does kind of suck. So if you are one of those players that doesn't have a very developed roster, I would highly advise you to, to hook up, with, one of your whale friends, jump in a Discord, my Discord, or maybe another YouTuber's Discord, and see if you can get help from other players. Maybe you can contact me in my Discord. Maybe I can help you out. I do my friends list, and so on, guys. If you're having trouble doing this 7-minute clear. Now, for the heart of the video, which is Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes. So I put out a video a while back with Robbie here, where I was actually, doing GBR against Dormammu with the team, right? And he only did like 17% damage, but that was when he had 140% damage proc. Well, now he's actually jacked up a little bit more. You guys can see he's ranked 119 right now. He pretty much has max attack stats, except for his critical damage is about 6% shy of being max, but that's pretty close to max, right? And then for his Urus, I did go ahead and slap 4 Odin's Blessings on him, and then his other energy attack Urus are mythic. And also, I gave him a stage 12 Power Finger Hawk set, and then we don't have his artifact, and then I also gave him a CTP of Rage. I didn't have a CTP of Judgment, so I decided just to go with a CTP of Rage, and also his type enhancement. I took it up to rank 5. All these things that I've done are going to help him out a lot against Dormammu, because the fact that, one, the type enhancement, he's a universal type. So he's actually going to have an advantage against Dormammu right now, because Dormammu is actually going to be weak to it. You need a combat type to either have the advantage, or universal to have a little bit of an advantage against Dormammu, who's acting as a speed type today. So I'll go ahead and pull up the run for you guys so you can check this out. And yeah, now this is going to be a long run, guys, but this is a complete solo. Now, I realize, as far as like solos, that it's easier than, having a team setup, right? But I just wanted to show you guys that Robbie, with a good build can absolutely do this. Now, Something to keep in mind with Robbie when it comes to his rotation with his CTB of Rage is that his fifth skill, his fourth skill, and his third skill all do tremendous damage. And he's got his attack buffs on the fifth and the third skill, but he's got his heal on his fourth skill. And what I really try to do, guys, is whenever that proc's engaged, I just try to have the fifth, the fourth, or the third skill up, really. The third skill, you can delay cancel it, but he can get guard broken sometimes when he's doing it unless he's got invincibility up from his awakened skill. So it's a little tricky sometimes. But yeah, like there, I just did the 3 awaken skill 4 because 5 wasn't ready. But really, I like to go 3 awaken skill 5. But sometimes, you know, you're in a moment where you can't do it. Now, Robbie is a very tanky character against Dormammu because he does have the decreased damage received by 70% from super villains, right? But there are moments in the fight, especially after the first phase, where Dormammu does a lot of damage when he blows out that ray out of his mouth. He can actually kill Robbie. I mean, it's very risky. A lot of times Robbie can tank it, but even then, sometimes he does die. So you'll find that you might want to switch him out every once in a while, like right here, or go to the left. Anytime you see those arrows, guys, you see the arrows, go to the opposite direction that they're going. So if they're facing right, you want to go to the left side. If they're facing left, you want to go to the right side. And then Dormammu won't hit you at all. But the thing that's kind of sucks about Robbie is like whenever he's doing his skills, you can't just cancel them and run away. You can't just run away, right? They just want to keep going and going and going. And it's kind of an annoying thing. Like 2 criticisms of Robbie that I have is one, I wish he would have more cancelable skills. Right? I think that would have been way better. His skills are also very, very long, and because you can't cancel them, you're always interrupting a skill or canceling a skill, trying to go into another skill to try to keep that 5-second proc engaged while you're doing all of your skills. It's a little tricky. Another thing to keep in mind, guys, is that Robbie doesn't have native super armor in his kit necessarily, right? He doesn't have it in a passive or anything like that. He does get it from his invincibility on his awakened skill. So whenever those purple attacks are hitting him, they actually can, well, he doesn't have immunity guard break. They actually can slow him down and kind of cause you to stagnate and start doing a bunch of repeated hits to you, like whenever Dormammu's doing this, right? But whenever you have like super armor up, you can actually, or immunity guard break, you can actually get hit by that and just run through it. So like when I'm playing with my Iron Man against Dormammu and I got my immunity guard break up from his obelisk, whenever Dormammu does that, I can just run through it. It doesn't really matter. I don't get guard broken whatsoever because I have the immunity guard break obelisk on him. So Robbie, that is something you gotta be really fearful of, is that he can get caught up in that. And sometimes, unless he has some super armor up, and he can get stagnant and take a lot of damage. And something that's actually nice about immunity guard break whenever you're facing Dormammu. But yeah, I mean, I had to jack up Robbie quite a bit for him to do this. Something else that I also tested is Robbie has 50% more dodge from his leadership. As you guys might notice, I'm not using his leadership at all here. Now, Valkyrie does get 30% more dodge, and Robbie does have more dodge on his awakened skill, but whenever you're doing your rotations other than using your awakened skill, that more dodge isn't up. We're just getting 30% more dodge from Valkyrie. Well, for my testing, guys, I actually do more damage with Wave in the leadership instead of Robbie in the leadership. You know, it seems like, I mean, I tested it and I was getting, 6 to 7 bars more damage just in the first phase against Dormammu by using Wave's leadership instead of using Ghost Rider's leadership. So yeah, it just seemed to work out a lot better when I just used her leadership instead of his. So that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Oh yeah, and you see the third skill got interrupted right there. It's pretty annoying when that happens. Also, something else, guys, when I'm playing with him, is that like whenever I do the fifth skill, the proc will engage. Whenever it's about at 3 seconds, I'll go ahead and hit that fourth skill. Another little tidbit with Robbie, if you're playing with him, is whenever Dormammu's doing an attack that can do damage to you, especially the purple attacks, if you have your 4 ready, you can go ahead and hit that 4 because you'll get a nice heal from it, and that might keep you alive. Because of his iframes, he can actually stay alive quite a bit. Now there you saw me switch my character because I was on the opposite side of the direction of Dormammu shooting his ray. So I didn't want to take a chance of dying because even at full life, even with Robbie's decreased damage received, he can die sometimes. Yeah, it's a little tricky. This part here is really the most difficult thing about Dormammu. It's just getting on those icons. And yeah, I mean, whenever you're playing with a lot of players, a lot of times they sometimes we'll all kind of butt into each other trying to land on those things. And that's one thing about doing a solo is that you don't have to really worry about that, right? You can easily land on those, put yourself on there, put you in a safe haven. So that way you're not taking any damage at all, or you don't die from Dormammu. But the disadvantage of doing the solo is the fact that you don't have a chance of getting a CTP. Now, I have never ever gotten a CTP from GBR. I've never gotten one. And I play these things all the time. I've never gotten one. I know a lot of you guys have, and that's awesome. Congratulations, but I never have. So for me, it's well, maybe I did get it once. Maybe I did get it one time. I think one time, and all the years that we've had GBRs, whether it was Master Mold, Galactus, and now Dormammu, I think I've gotten one. Right, that's it. And I've never gotten one from World Boss Legend. So I don't really put a lot of stock into that. I mean, obviously, we're just in here just to get these books and get the solo Faltines for the tier 4s, and obviously because it's just fun, right? And it really is awesome having Dormammu. This really, in my opinion, this to me was the best part about the update. Although Iron Man being able to go to level 80, helping out a lot of players, I think is also really, really great. Really awesome. Not so sure about the tier 4 yet. But definitely the going up to level 80 has really made a big difference for that character and really has made very, very difficult content much, much easier. And that's pretty awesome. Robbie definitely, he isn't a meta there. I got interrupted, which kind of sucked. He isn't a meta, but he is a strong character, guys. The fact that he can come in here and he can do a solo, I mean, is impressive. It really is. He's a very strong character. He can do stage 24 against Null. Just having Cyclops' passive leadership, using Robbie's leadership, he can actually do stage 24 by himself. He can actually queue it up, right? With only having a 15% increase of energy attack and then a CTP of Insight on Cyclops. Which is pretty impressive. It's not bad at all, especially considering he's using a CTP of Rage. With a CTP of Judgment, it'd actually be better in World Boss Legend. I'm not really sure if it'd be better against Dormammu. I think it would, but I really don't know, to be perfectly honest. I don't have a CTP of Judgment, so I couldn't equip one on him, and that's what I really would have preferred to have, because I would have liked to have a little bit more chain hit damage. But yeah, Robbie, and look, guys, like when I hit that third skill, he does some good damage. He really does. Like the 5, the 4, and the 3 all do good damage. All of them. And unfortunately, the 3 is the only one that you can actually delay, which is, it really is an annoying thing about the character. I really wish they would have made him to where he cancels skills. By the way, guys, I do believe he is a squad battle meta, but in squad battle, I have just been autoing that crap forever. Unless you're competitive in it and you're trying to get rank 1, which isn't a bad idea to try to get more resources. You can easily auto it. If you got some Pierce on your account, it's not going to be that difficult for you. It really won't. Even if you don't have the meta characters. But, yeah, all the same, he's the big dog when it comes to GBR. There you have it, guys. Robbie getting it done. Did it in about 9 minutes. So it did take, the test of time to take down Dormammu. But he can absolutely solo this guy. By himself. Granted, I do have 120% energy attack on my cards. I do have 22% Pierce, but still, just the same, the fact that this guy could absolutely get this done on his own really does show his power level and how strong he actually is. And I didn't even get a book in this run, which did kind of suck. But there you have it, Robbie Reyes doing a complete solo against Dormammu. So let me know how y'all feeling about the Dormammu event and Robbie Reyes. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GD+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.